Hello and welcome to another episode of the Disgustingly Resilient podcast and another episode of Infection Critical. Before I get into this, I'm going to sound like absolute awfulness this week. Nurgle has blessed me with some new plagues, but my mortal body is unfortunately taking a while to adapt to it. So I do apologise for the slow content. I've been unwell for 2 weeks now and it's starting to kind of catch up on me. So I'm taking off a bit, but I want to get this video out. Talk about the best lists of Death Guard that were at London GT. If I cough a few times during this, I apologise, but I think I have a chest infection of some form, and it's not great. So, obviously this is a weekly video. We look at the best Death Guard performing list of the week. In this one specifically, we're looking at the London GT. We'll look at the best list from there. We're going to analyse list units. We're going to try and look at some losses that they took, and in this one, we're not going to reach out to the top player, because my plan is to have the next episode of the podcast have the fellas on to interview, because obviously I know quite a few of them are from our community, so we're going to reach out to them and get them on for an interview, so look forward to that in the future. So London Grand Tournament, the biggest event in the UK, 834 players, 5 rounds, more if you make the top bracket. 5 Death Guard players went 4-1, which is incredible, well done guys. The lists themselves had quite a lot of variety as well, which you'll see, it's quite nice. We're going to take a look at one loss, like what's the game that they lost to. But overall, I think this is a great showing for Death Guard. Death Guard aren't really in the best position right now. We're not exactly the worst, but not the best. And we're a good army, again, that just kind of struggles to seal the deal against those top armies at the top cut. But you can do well with Death Guard and well with a variety of builds, which hopefully this video will show you. People who like allies, there's lists for you. People who like to stay pure, there's lists for you. So let's get into it. So up first, obviously myself. I managed to get top Death Guard at LGT, so I got 33rd place overall, so best in faction Death Guard. With the soup list that was popularised by Grant Kaufman and Dan Reedhouse. I can never pronounce it, I'm so sorry, dude. But it's the typical Biologist Putrefy Foul Blightspawn combo with a 10 Plague Marines. I like to do mixed loadouts. Those guys do go for full melee usually, but I like the mixed. Typhus, you got the 2 Malignant Plaguecasters to make a Plague Bus. The squad of Death Guard Cultists, a big squad of Death Shroud Terminators, 2 Rhinos to ferry around the Plaguecasters and the Marines, 3 Fetid Bloat Drones with 2 of them having Spitters and 1 of them having Mowers, and then a unit of Nurglings, Rotagus the big man himself, and 3 War Dog Brigands. Now, I'm not going to go too much into this list because I have an entire event breakdown that you guys can check out. I'll put a link at the end of the video so you can just click on it. And it'll go through my entire event. But this list was also played on stream. Unfortunately, I lost my first game against a very, very good Sisters player. Bit of combination of a few misplays here and there, plus some fucking tragic dice at moments, I won't lie. But did manage to bounce back to a 4-1, beating everything after that. And it's a very good list. It's still taking me a bit of getting used to. I haven't played it too much yet, and it's not really my style. But it's very powerful and very good if you can get good at it. And obviously, it can put results. But we've heard enough about this list, so let's move on to the more new ones. So Joseph Denison Reed bringing in 58th place with a crunchy Mortarian build featuring Brigands. So he's got Foul Blightspawn, a lot of Contagion, a lot of Virulence, Mortarian, Tallyman, and Typhus. A squad of 10 Plague Marines going full melee plus 2 Spewers, because the Spewers is always good to have. 2 squads of Cultists, which is something I kind of missed in my list. I kind of wish I had that second unit. He's got 1 big squad of Death Shroud Terminators and 1 small squad of Death Shroud Terminators. What's cool in this matchup is he can tailor what character he needs in his squad. So he's going to go for a melee brawl. He might put Typhus in and go -1 weapon skill, ballistic skill. So then it's -2 to hit. It's going to stick around, deal damage. Maybe he needs a really powerful Overwatch threat, so he can put Lord of Virulence in the squad. Or maybe he just needs to absolutely clap the cheeks or something, and he can put Lord of Contagion in the squad. But having that flexibility is really, really cool in this list to be able to sort of tailor on top of the Contagion choice to the matchup. Alongside this, he's got a Chaos Rhino, 2 Fetid Bloat Drones with Flesh Mowers, 2 Warder Brigands, and 2 units of Nurglings. Now, his only loss was to an Eldar Ynnari list, which was rocking 18 Wind Riders, which is a weird list to face, but it's definitely not one of those Death Shroud what I'll be seeing. They're going to get outmaneuvered everywhere. Their anti-infantry flamers don't work because they're mounted, not infantry. Not the greatest matchup, so I can understand that loss there. But also, it's just not something you see very often. And the player I know, Luke, is a very good player. So I still look like he can put up a good fight. Still managed to get a 4-1 in the end, which is incredible, obviously. But it's a very cool list, very chunky. Incorporates more, only 2 brigands rather than 3, so it's not as heavy on the allies, and it makes good use of our Death Shroud Terminators. Still bringing a nice block of Plague Marines, and also Mortarians in there, because he's going to draw a lot of fire, keeps your brigands from being shot as easily, and then when all this comes down, you've got like 9 Death Shroud, plus a brick of Plague Marines, plus Mortarian to try and deal with, and that's not going to be something you're going to deal with easily. So yeah, a very, very cool list there, and again, we'll have this Joseph on to talk about his matchups, what he faced. I know his last game was against Canoptic Court, for example, and yeah, he'll obviously give us how he feels his list went, any changes he'd make, but it's a very cool list, and my favourite part about it is the flexibility on the characters and the Death Shroud squads, and be able to customize that based on matchup. So it's very, very cool list. Next up, we got Robert Percival coming in at 62nd, rocking the Mortarian bricks. So this has 2 full squads of Plague Marines with the full melee and the spewers, all backed up by the Biology Putrefier Foul Blightspawn combo. So we've got 2 really scary but expensive bricks of Marines, backed up by a huge brick of Death Shroud Terminators at the full 6-man, led by a Lord of Virulence. Again, or Typhus could potentially swap them in or out, but I'm going to guess mostly Lord of Virulence. And then Mortarians. So that's a lot of 3 big scary bricks of death that are going to be moving towards you. And then you've also got the Predator Destructor and 2 Warlock Brigands to provide that little bit of shooting support for this army to sort of help keep your opponent humble and allow you guys to push up while providing some support. Now, he did lose to Orcs, which was a really weird mech boy list. What was it called? Dreadmob. But it was using a lot of like 60 Gretchen, loads of trucks, loads of looters and flash kits, just a lot of MSU annoying shooting, so it's potentially quite a jaily list, and this list does lack a lot, lack flying outside of Mortarian. There's no bloat drones or anything like that, so potentially a weakness of the list there. But again, still managed to get a 4-1 result, so it does show that even though Plague Marines are very expensive, they still can put in a lot of work. The 2s to go to 10, and potentially that's why they struggle in the Orc matchup, because you're having to expose these 300-point units to clear out like less than sub 100-point Orcs, and then you get shot. And then it's going to struggle until MSU a bit, because you don't have the MSU to trade back. But at the same time, it clapped 4 of people's cheeks. So the full Plague Marine bricks with the Foul Blightspawn and the Biology Putrefier are still really hard to approach. Fight First is crazy good. The damage output of them can be absolutely insane. Plus, you've got the Death Shroud brick there, rocking with Lord of Virulence for some insane Overwatch. All these squads have really nice Overwatch. 3 Flamers in every Plague Marine squad. And then you've got obviously the 8 in the Death Shroud Terminator squad because of the Lord of Virulence. Mortarian there, obviously you can just run straight down the mid, supported by the 2 Rhinos, and then the Death Shroud drop in. It's not going to be easy to crack all that. If you want to get to the squishier targets of Plague Marines, you have to crack the Rhinos first, but the other targets that are presented, Mortarian and Death Shroud, are obviously just very chunky and hard to kill anyway. So, really cool list. It's kind of just going back to the traditional brick playstyle of here's bricks of stuff. I put it in your face, you can't kill it all, and what you don't kill is then going to run forward and crush you even more. It's a really cool list, and if you are, again, still rocking Brigands seem to be like a necessary evil at the moment, but not as much as allies as like my list, for example, and you're still rocking the big boy Mortarian himself, Plague Marines, and Death Shroud, which are all very, iconic units of Death Guard, so well done to Robert. Craig Farrell coming in with 97th place, running a Terminator chunk build. His list was called, it's got a 2+ save, it'll be alright, or something like that. So he's rocking a lot of characters, so we got a whole 7, the Lord's number. Biologist Putrefier Foul Blightspawn in a 7-man Plague Marine squad, which is very interesting. Typhus, Lord of Virulence, Lord of Contagion with Deadly Pathogens, just great. A Tallyman to try and get some CP, and a Death Guard Terminator Sorcerer, which is just actually a really underrated unit. We have 1 squad of 10 Poxwalkers, 1 squad of 7 Plague Marines rocking as much melee as possible, plus a Spear and a Melter Gun, 1 squad of 5 Plague Marines with 2 Plasma Guns, a Spewer and a Blight Launcher, so quite heavy shooting that squad. A squad of Death Guard Cultists, 1 big brick of Death Shroud Terminators, 2 smaller bricks of Death Shroud Terminators, which again, it's really cool because all the character customization you can do here. Does he need the Overwatch? Does he put Lord of Virulence in the 6-man? Does he want a big tough unit? He can put the Terminator Sorcerer in the 6-man. Lord of Contagion can go in 3-mans or 6-mans and still be super effective. It's really, really cool. 2 Fetid Bloat Drones, 1 with Spitter, 1 with Heavy Blight Launcher, 2 Mythic Blight Haulers, a Death Guard Land Raider, and a unit of Noons. This list is fucking wild. But it proves that Death Guard really matters more about your skill than like what is a perceived strong list. Because if someone sent this list at me, it looks wild. It's all over the place, but it fucking works. The fact Blight Haulers, not traditionally the greatest unit, made it work. 7-man Plague Marine squads tend to be not even a consideration for most people. Made it work. 5-man Shooting Marine squad made it work. Craig is a very good player, I know that, and his skill shows through on this list. And he's played it a lot as well. He plays what he enjoys, and he's got good at it. And again, we've always said that matters way more than running meta lists and meta stuff. And obviously, 12 Death Shroud is a lot of Death Shroud as well, and it's just really, really strong. You got a Land Raider to deliver it. You got a 6-man that can rapid ingress in. You've still got some Marines running around. I know Craig actually used to put his Marines in his Land Raider, and I wonder if he's still doing the same because there's no Rhinos, so he could still be putting the 7-man into the Land Raider, which is still a really nice use of it because, again, Death Shroud have rapid ingress and stuff like that, but the Plague Marines in a Land Raider gives them that real big amount of safety. That 2-up save could be really nice for them. His only loss was to Wolf Jail, which is something that you will lose to, and Craig told me he lost to it because he just didn't know what it did. It's like, once you've played against Wolf Jail a few times, you start to figure it out, but if you don't know what you're doing and you don't push out and get space on the board, they can really just lock you in, and it's very annoying to deal with. So, Wolf Jail's a bit brainless, I'm not going to lie. Even Art of War said so. Art of War put it in the player carries player thing. It's just, I run forward turn 1, you can deal with it or you can't. But still managed to get a 4-man with this crazy, crazy list, and I can't wait to speak to Craig about this. Zito was in our Discord. And again, all these players so far in our Discord, so if you are interested in joining that, become a Plague Marine, which is really cool to see. Like 4 out of the 5 lists on here are from our community. 4 of the 5 top players at LGT for Death Guard are from our community, which is fucking sick. So well done, boys, well done. But I'm sure he's going to come on, chat to us, tell us how he got this crazy concoction to work. And par the 1 squad of 3 Nurglings, this is pure Death Guard as well, so it's super, super cool to see. So I hope you guys like this list, and I can't wait to speak to Zito about this list, but what a fucking list. It's Terminator chunk. And then bringing up the rear, another absolute fucking mad lad, Death Guard Andy, who's the only one that isn't a part of our community. So if you watch this, Andy, or if someone you know watches this and can get Andy, please get him to talk, leave a comment on the video. I'd love to speak to him because this list is fucking wild, and I'd love to just have a chat with the dude. So Blight Lord MSU plus bricks. What fucking world are we living in? Biology Putrefier, Foul Blight Spawn going with the 10 Plague Marines as classic usual. He's gone for Blight Launchers, Plasma and Heavy Plague Marines, so quite a bit of shooting in the squad. Typhus, just a good unit. Tallyman, and then triple Death Guard Terminator Sorcerers. Hell yeah, that's proper fucking underrated. 1 squad of 10 Poxwalkers, squad of 5 Plague Marines with 2 Plasma, Spew, Blight Launchers, again all shooty. 3 squads of 5 Blight Lord Terminators all rocking flail, spears and bolters, which is just absolutely wild. Like, everyone agrees in agreement this unit is not great, but here's Andy making it work, and I'd love to know how. Again, I imagine the Terminator Sorcerers joining those guys, and then Typhus goes with the Death Shroud, because he's got 1 big brick of 6 Death Shroud as well. And they are, point for point, the cheapest Terminators, and if you make them durable enough, they'll be very annoying to shift, especially in melee with a -1 damage, and they do give the real ones to wound to the Death Guard Terminator Sorcerer if he shoots the closest target as well, so he can get a little slight buff from them guys. But it's just, you know, Blight Lords, man, Blight Lords. Backing that up, he's got a shooting brigade of 3 fetid bloat drones, all rocking Blight Launchers, which is, again, not the standard take. I really like Blight Launchers. I don't think they're bad, they're very good. So he's got 18 shots at 8-2-2, which can obviously go up to 8-3-2 quite easily. So they're really pretty decent. So having 3 of those floating around together, just firing off the Blight Launchers, I can see that doing a lot of work. And then obviously we've got a squad of Nurglings bringing up the rear. Now his first loss was to Dark Angels Gladius, which, to be honest, is not a like an uncommon loss. It's quite a hard matchup to deal with, especially if you got a Mortarion. Deathwing Knights are just a pain in the ass, and Blight Lords will lose out in that long, drawn-out fight against them, unfortunately. They do a better job of Blight Lords, which kind of sucks. And part of that, he doesn't have much of the tools that are going to be needed to kill those things. So I can see why that lost, but at the same time, like, still 4-1 using the list this crazy and this wild, rocking Blight Lord Terminators is really great to see. Like, and again, it proves player skill over list every time. taking what is classified as a bad unit and still making it work to get a 4-on-1. So well done to Andy on that one. But it's just the coolest, and it really does show, like, all these lists are super different to each other, and it just shows that. And this one's, again, part of the one's going to know, this is another pure list. It just shows that Death Guard, we aren't the strongest army, and our units are kind of meh and to mid at best, but they're all meh and mid to best at the same level. So anything is kind of viable, and you can really get experimental. And we probably have one of the most diverse abilities to take units over other factions, because everything is in that mid-level of meh. And when everything's meh, everything's good at the same time. So well done to Death Guard Andy on this one, and well done to all the guys in this. And again, reach out if you can, and I'm hoping to interview all of these players soon. But yeah, super cool list. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. Just a real quick one. Again, these are only supposed to be 15 to 20 minutes to sort of just keep you guys up to date with what's doing well at the moment. Thank you so much, obviously, to you viewers. Check out, if you're interested in buying some gaming aids that are discussing Resilient themed, Saltai Games, links in the description. Use promo code Nurgle. God, my brain's not working, I'm not well. to get a percentage off your order, and you give us a little kickback. Vanguard Tactics, there's affiliate links down below. I think their academy is opening up again very soon, so you can sign up to the VT Academy if you want to join their long-term course of becoming a better player, joining the community, all that good stuff. If you consider buying any goods or products in the UK, check out Element Games. Use our affiliate link in the description below. That'll also give us a little bit of kickback, which is really nice. And if you really enjoy the content, consider becoming a Plague Arena YouTube member. And thank you to those who already are. You get access to the Discord, joining the discussions. I'm going to have some giveaways soon. All sorts of fun stuff like that. I've probably missed a million things. Again, I apologise. I'm not very well at the moment. So I tried to get something out for you guys to have a quick watch and listen to. I'm going to try and do a live stream later this week. Dave might help me out on that one, sort of carry the day. And I'll just be there in the corner going, yeah, that sounds good. But I really do appreciate you guys sticking with me, and I want to get some content out, like predictions for upcoming codex. I also want to look at some more matchup videos as well, so I'm going to try and get some stuff out for you guys. But for now, thank you so much. Even if you don't like any of this stuff, you just leave a like and a subscribe. That's more than anything I could ask for. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed those quick lists. I'm going to get the guys on, get some interviews done so we can properly discuss and break down how the lists function, how they work, and how they play. So look forward to that coming up very shortly. And for now, everyone, stay rotten, but not as rotten as me right now. This doesn't feel good, I won't lie. And I'll catch you all on the next episode, fellas. Take care. Bye-bye.